pro wrestling, when larger-than-life physiques battle for titles, crowns, job positions, and even custody rights.
I'm your father, Dominic!
So what I don't want to do today is to cover all the glorious stories of wrestlers who came back 20 pounds beefier than before due to eating right. Nah, not today. This time, we will flip the script and head to the opposite direction. Which wrestler changed so much after they stopped their career due to an injury, retirement, or just branching out to Hollywood, so that they are hardly recognizable anymore? And since I don't want to turn this into another Dark Side of the Ring episode, I hope that in most of the stories, there's some piece of positivity. Scott Steiner, known as Big Papa Pump, was famous for his incredible physique and biceps that seemed to defy anatomy and human logic. After years of pushing his body to the limit, Steiner's physique has changed dramatically. And I'm not talking about the change from the Steiner brothers to Freakzilla. 4 years ago, Scott Steiner had a major health scare, collapsing after an Impact Wrestling show. He was rushed to a hospital. He seemed to have recovered fine, still participating in the Hall of Fame introduction with his brother Rick, as well as some interviews in the years after. Although the interviewer never seemed to ask why the hell Scott's hands are so enormously large.
It's a freak show.
Today, he looks much smaller and less imposing, but kept his sense of humor, and to be honest, I'm glad that he's still in good spirits, and even was able to recite his famous Steiner mathematics.
I said, Doc, every time I step in the ring, I have a 141 2/3 chance of winning. What do you think my chances are of jumping out of this business?
While a lower body weight might actually be a good thing for Scott's long-term health, others seem to struggle with the extra pounds they carried over their careers.
He's fat!
We can make the case of Ahmed Johnson was similar to Scott Steiner, one of the most muscular wrestlers in the 90s. He had the body, he had the looks, and he had the skills. While he wasn't the most popular wrestler among his peers, with countless backstage stories, from Mark Henry all the way to Booker T, expressing the dislikes towards him.
I don't have any good Ahmed stories. They're all bad.
Because he's a lying, a notorious lying, low-down piece of you-know-what.
His powerful build and aggressive style made him an actual fan favorite during his early run, and even body-slamming Yokozuna with ease. However, after retiring from wrestling, Johnson's physique has changed dramatically, and he has gained a significant amount of body weight and stopped working out, but seems to be on his way back to a more healthy range in the last few years.
Was I stopped. I stopped working out for a little while, and it just like ballooned, man. The heaviest I got, I would say close to 500.
He revealed recently that nowadays he works a well-paid job in an oil company. While we're on the topic of weight gain, Chris Jericho was never known for having the most muscular physique, but he maintained a fit and athletic build throughout the peak of his career. As Jericho transitioned into a career in music and continued wrestling part-time, his body changed noticeably as he fully embraced the rock and roll lifestyle. And I'm not talking about the Billy Idol physique. While he has rebounded back to a more muscular shape, almost looking like an air fryer, he still bounces back and forth from time to time. Chris Masters, known for his Master Lock Challenge, was once one of the biggest wrestlers in the WWE.
Oh my God! What a masterpiece!
Almost a throwback to Lex Luger, complete with a narcissistic entrance and pyros. I had the chance to see him in 2007. My God, he was definitely bigger than most of the other guys on the show, except maybe for Lashley. An enormous physique, built out of intense training, sleep, mountains of food, and special sports supplements. He recently appeared in a Chris Van Fleet interview and most people in the comments were convinced that it wasn't him. The bodybuilder look was gone, but the smaller frame, mind you, that he's still in incredible shape, helped him with his in-ring style. A little positive side story. In 2013, Master saved his mother from a fire inside her house, with a tree he was bear hugging, tearing out and breaking a window.
Was blocking her only way out.
And then I basically took this whole tree and bear hugged it all the way down to the floor.
Seems like the Master Lock Challenge wasn't just for show. And as we see with the next few examples, injuries or other addictions can play a huge role as well. Perry Saturn was known for his impressive build and in-ring toughness. Built like a human freight train during his time in the WCW, WWE and ECW. But after leaving the mainstream wrestling scene, he faced numerous personal and health-related challenges, including homelessness and addiction, after being shot while saving a woman from 2 attackers. These struggles led to a dramatic change in his appearance. The once muscular and intimidating Saturn now looks frail and a lot older. Traumatic brain injuries compounded what Saturn called the darkest period of his life. While he seemed to have successfully battled most of his demons, reports came up that he suffered now from signs of dementia. For me personally, Saturn is always one of the unsung heroes of the late 90s, with one of the best elbow drops in the business, tough as nails, and an innovator, which reminds me of another legend of the past. The Dynamite Kid, one half of the legendary British Bulldogs tag team, which I covered in a past clip, was known for his incredible strength, agility, and muscular build, despite his relatively small stature. While his style, as well as his matches with Tiger Mask, pretty much influenced the whole generation of wrestlers, his high-impact wrestling style and the use of steroids took a severe toll on his body. Back and neck injuries, trauma from diving headbutts and bumps, as well as a stroke, left him in a dark and depressed state for the later half of his life. During this period, the Dynamite Kid was confined to a wheelchair, his once powerful physique a mere shadow of what had been. Those are actually parallels to another wrestler, with a huge, impressive physique, who suffered through addiction and injuries, but seems to have found a way more positive outlook. The use of steroids in professional wrestling has been a well-documented issue for decades. Lex Luger, known as the Total Package, was one of the most impressive physical specimens in pro wrestling history. From the 1980s onwards, Luger's chiseled physique was a major part of his appeal. After his wrestling career, his health deteriorated significantly. After many years of battling drug addiction, he finally found peace in his face, only to encounter another major setback in his life. During a flight to San Francisco, he suffered a spinal stroke in 2007, which left him paralyzed for a time. But that doesn't stop Lex still from lifting on a regular basis in the gym, helping the younger generation and giving back.
And I had really a miraculous recovery. I'm not 100%, obviously. I can live independently and feed and bathe myself and dress myself, and I'm like their 1%.
Talking about another positive figure, the Animal, Dave Bautista, was renowned for his massive physique. After leaving the WWE to pursue an acting career, Bautista slimmed down considerably. While still muscular, his current physique is much leaner compared to his wrestling days. This change was necessary for his health and acting roles, and marks a significant transformation. And with recent red carpet appearances for his role in the movie Dune 2, I had to look twice to realize it was the same person. More kudos to him for still doing MMA, strength training, getting big movie roles, dressing sharply, and being, according to many around him, one of the nicest human beings out there. Also, with many of those transformations, keep in mind that most of those wrestlers are pushing 50 years old and beyond and are no longer competing actively. So there isn't much need for them to carry that much size in the first place. And while going off of PEDs was a big part, life and injuries played another huge role. What other reverse transformations would you have included? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to click the like and the subscribe button
Dummy. Yeah.
for more deep dives into the world of wrestling. Have a great day.